My name is Cynthia. I am 35 years old. I am married. My husband's name is Howard. He is 40 years old. We have been married for 10 years. We have a son. His name is Charlie. He is 7 years old. We used to be very close. We used to be happy. But now something is different. For the last 3 or 4 months, my husband has changed. He comes home from work, eats dinner, watches TV, and then sleeps. On weekends, he goes to meetings, plays golf, or stays in his home office. He says he is busy. He is the boss at work. He works with many people. I used to help him with documents and money, but now I stay home with our child. He does not let anyone help him now. He says he does not trust anyone. Before, we had small traditions. Every night we drank Turkish tea together. We talked, we laughed, we looked at each other with love. Now there's silence. No tea, no talks, only TV, only sleep. Last week, I sent our son to my mother's house. I wanted to be alone with my husband. I thought maybe he just needed rest. Maybe he needed time. But that night, he came home, ate dinner, and went to bed. He didn't speak to me. The next morning, he left early. It was the weekend, but he didn't stay. I sat in the kitchen alone. My tea was cold. My heart was cold, too. I felt like a stranger in my own home. That night, I made a big decision. I had to talk to him. I couldn't live like this anymore. That night, I waited for him. I made his favorite dinner. I wore the red dress he once said he loved. I put on a little makeup and did my hair. He came home late again. He looked tired. He sat down, ate quietly, and didn't even notice my dress. My heart beat fast. I felt nervous. But I had to speak. I had to know. I looked at him and said softly, "Can we talk?" He looked surprised. "Now?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "Please." We sat on the couch. I tried to stay calm. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to cry, but my eyes were already full of tears. I said, "You have changed. We don't talk anymore. You don't smile at me. You don't even see me." He looked down. He said nothing. I waited, then asked the hardest question of all. "Do you still love me?" He looked at me. His eyes looked tired. Then he said, "Of course I do. I'm just tired. Work is hard. I have too much stress." I nodded, but I didn't believe him fully. So, I asked the question I never wanted to ask. "Is there someone else?" He looked shocked. "No, never," he said quickly. "I'm just busy. I don't have time for anything. My head is full. But I love you, Cynthia. I need you to be patient." I looked at his face. He seemed honest. He touched my hand. "Please wait a little longer. I'll try to change." I wanted to believe him. So I said, "Okay, I will wait." But deep in my heart, I still felt alone. The days passed, then weeks, but nothing changed. He still came home late. He still ate in silence. He still looked tired and distant. I tried to smile. I tried to be patient. I reminded myself he said he loves me. He said he'll try. I cleaned the house. I played with our son. I even planned a weekend away, just the two of us. But when I asked him, he said, "Not now. I have meetings." Maybe next month. That night, I sat in the dark. The house was quiet. I whispered to myself, why does love feel so lonely? I looked through old photos, pictures from our wedding, pictures from our honeymoon, photos of smiles, hugs, and laughter. Where did all that go? One evening, I sent our son to my mother's house again. I waited for my husband, hoping we could talk. But when he arrived, he went straight to his office. No hello, no smile, just a door that closed quietly behind him. I stood outside that door. I raised my hand to knock, but I stopped. My hand fell. I turned around and walked away. In the kitchen, I sat alone with a cup of cold tea. I felt like a stranger in my own home. Then a thought came to me. Maybe he doesn't see me anymore. Maybe he forgot who I am. And for the first time, I began to wonder, is this still a marriage? Or just two people living in the same house? I woke up early. I looked at the empty space next to me in bed. He had already gone to work. No kiss, no goodbye. I stared at the ceiling for a long time. My heart felt tired. Not angry, not loud, just tired. I made breakfast for my son. I smiled and played like everything was fine, but inside I felt invisible. That evening, I tried again. I waited by the door. When he came in, I smiled. Do you want to go for a walk? I asked softly. He looked at me, tired and cold. Not now, Cynthia. Maybe later. I nodded, but my heart broke. That night, while he worked in his office, I packed a small bag for me and our son. And then, I wrote a letter. I still love you, Howard. I still hope for us. But I can't be the only one trying. I miss your heart more than your presence. You said to wait. I waited. I waited with love, patience, and tears. Now I need to find myself again. I'm not leaving forever, but I can't stay invisible anymore. I left the letter on the table. My eyes were full of tears. I closed the door behind me. I held my son's hand. We walked into the quiet dark, not away from love, but toward healing. I stayed at my mother's house. A week later, my husband messaged me. He said he missed me. He missed our son. He wanted us to come back. He said he was ready to change. So I went back. One quiet evening, after putting my son to bed, I walked into the living room. My husband had left his phone on the table and gone to take a shower. I wasn't planning to look. I really wasn't. But the screen lit up. My hands were shaking. It was a message from a woman. It said, I miss you. Did you think about me today? My heart stopped. I didn't open the message. I didn't need to. Tears filled my eyes. Was this the reason he changed? He came back into the room, smiling as if nothing had happened. I looked at him. How could someone I loved so much make me feel so small? I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry, but I stayed quiet because I was scared of the answer. Scared that if I asked, it would all become real. That night, I lay in bed beside him. He slept peacefully. I cried silently, my heart breaking into 1,000 pieces. I had given him everything. My love, my time, my youth, my life. And now he was giving his attention to someone else. The next morning, I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I just sat at the kitchen table. He walked in, looked at me, and said, "Good morning." I didn't answer. He didn't notice. He left for work. All day, my heart felt heavy. I watched my son play. I smiled for him, but inside I was broken. That evening, I made a choice. Not because I wanted to destroy my family, but because I needed to save myself. I waited until he came home. I asked him to sit down. My voice was calm. I saw a message, I said. He looked at me, silent. I continued. I gave you 10 years of my life. I trusted you. I still want to believe you, but I can't live like this. He didn't try to deny it. He only said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. And that's when I knew it was real. The distance, the silence, the pain. I stood up. I need time, I said, to think, to breathe, to feel like myself again. That night, I packed a small bag and took my son to my mother's house. It hurt more than anything. But sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes choosing yourself is the bravest thing you can do. I chose peace over pain.